Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order this October 3rd meeting of the Pierce County Council. The time is 3:02 p.m. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Councilmember Campbell.
Here.
Councilmember Hoover.
Here.
Councilmember Denson.
Here.
Councilmember Herrera.
Here.
Councilmember Hitchin.
Here.
Councilmember Morrell.
Excused.
Thank you. And Councilmember Mello.
Here.
There's 6 members present, Mr. Chair.
We have 6 members present and a quorum of the County Council. That brings us to item 3, our Pledge of Allegiance to the flag and our land acknowledgement. Please join us in listening to the land acknowledgement and Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, led by Councilmember Hitchin, followed by a brief moment of silence dedicated to our men and women who serve in the military overseas. Councilmember Hitchin.
Thank you, Chair. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional homelands of the Coast Salish tribes. Coast Salish people have lived on and stewarded these lands since time immemorial and continue to do so today. We recognize that this land acknowledgement is just one small step towards true allyship, and we commit to uplifting the voices, experiences, and histories of the indigenous people of this land. I'd like to invite all that can stand to please do so for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, followed by a moment of silence in honor of our men and women in uniform. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilmember Hitchin. We're now at Section 4, approval of our agenda. Are there any objections to approving today's agenda as presented? Seeing no objection, the agenda is approved. On today's council agenda, there will be multiple opportunities for public comment. On the consent agenda, you may provide comment on any final action item. This does not include items placed on the consent agenda for introduction and scheduling. On today's consent agenda, there are 2 appointments for final hearing and 4 grants for approval. Under Section 9 of the agenda, we will take public comment on the 1 ordinance on our agenda. And under community forum, there will be an opportunity to address the council on any topic that is not on today's council agenda. That does bring us to Section 5, our consent agenda. Does any member wish to remove any item from our consent agenda? Vice Chair Campbell.
Thank you, Chair. I want to confirm before I do this that Renee Skaggs hasn't joined us. She is online. So okay. So I would like to move items 2A and 2B to Section 9 and adopt the consent agenda as amended.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we adopt the consent agenda as presented, with the exception of moving items 2A and 2B to Section 9 of our meeting. This is a public hearing on the consent agenda and final action items, which now remain the 4 items under action on grant applications and awards. Does any member of the public wish to provide comment on the final action items on the consent agenda? Seeing no one in chambers, Mr. Weinsberry, anybody online wishing to provide comment on final action items on the consent agenda?
For any members of the public wishing to provide comment on the final action of the consent agenda, press the raise hand icon in Zoom or star 9 on your telephone keypad. There are no hands at this time, Chair.
Seeing no hands, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the council. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll on the consent agenda?
Councilmember Hoover.
Aye.
Councilmember Denson.
Aye.
Councilmember Herrera.
Aye.
Councilmember Hitchin.
Aye.
Councilmember Campbell.
Aye.
and Councilmember Mello.
Aye.
The result of the roll call vote is 6 ayes and 0 nays.
On a vote of 6 ayes and 0 nays, the consent agenda is adopted. That brings us to Section 6, messages from the executive, judges, and prosecuting attorney. There are none today, which does bring us to Section 7, proclamations, recognitions, and awards. Today's proclamation proclaims October 2023 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month here in Pierce County. I'd like to invite our guests to the podium. I believe we have Patricia Flores, Executive Director of Catherine Place, and Craig Roberts, Director of the Crystal Judson Family Justice Center, and any other guests that are here for this proclamation. We invite you to the podium. And I'd like to invite Councilmember Hitchin to read this into the record.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, guests, for being here. Whereas domestic violence is a pattern of behavior that one person uses to gain power and control over another that can include isolation from friends and families, financial, emotional, and physical abuse, and sexual assault. And whereas domestic violence is a public health issue that affects all of us in seen and unseen ways, and to address it, we must apply our collective attention and resources to help end the cycles of violence that feed into the myriad of other health issues affecting our neighbors and communities, including homelessness, mental and behavioral health issues, and substance use disorder. And whereas domestic violence knows no boundaries, impacting everyone regardless of race, religion, age, gender, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, and geographic location. And whereas our community has continually shown its resolve to combat domestic violence, including the adoption of resolution number R 2018-166S in 2018, which strengthened family violence prevention services by improving coordination and service delivery through an integrated client-centered service model. And in 1994, when the Pierce County Council created the Pierce County Coalition Against Domestic Violence to coordinate a community plan that focused efforts primarily on intimate partner violence and sexual assault. And whereas government and non-government agencies have partnered to explore new and innovative ways to help survivors and prevent domestic violence, including the Crystal Judson Family Justice Center, Rebuilding Hope Sexual Assault Center for Pierce County, Mi Centro, Tacoma Police Department, and the Dove Project, and the Cowlitz Tribe Pathways to Healing, who came together this year to offer a conference for providers and responders on domestic violence and sexual assault called Breaking Barriers. And whereas neighbors, friends, co-workers, and relatives are often on the front lines to getting survivors the help and support they need, and they can do this by asking questions and genuinely caring about the answer, listening with an open heart, open mind, and without an agenda, and then staying connected with no ultimatums. And whereas when survivors are ready, they don't have to go it alone, as there are local resources to help, including the Pierce County Domestic Violence Helpline at 1-800-764-2420, the YWCA Pierce County 24-hour hotline at 253-383-2593, the Crystal Judson Family Justice Center at 253-798-4166, our sister's house at 253-383-4275, and Rebuilding Hope Sexual Assault Center for Pierce County at 253-474-7273. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed on this third day of October 2023 by the Pierce County Council that October 2023 is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Pierce County. This month, we reaffirm our steadfast and unwavering commitment to help survivors of domestic violence where they are and work tirelessly to provide the systems and supports to keep domestic violence from happening in the first place. Adopted this day.
Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. I'd like to invite our esteemed guests to share some remarks.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Patricia Flores, and I'm the Executive Director of Catherine Place on Hilltop. And one of the things we do is serve domestic violence and sexual assault survivors. It's not all we do, but it's one of the things. And in the research, it shows 41% of women report domestic violence. And as we know, not everybody reports, and so the numbers are more staggering than that. So we all have, one of us has experienced it, or a family member has, a coworker, a neighbor. It's an epidemic, and it's been an epidemic for a long time. And so we really work on addressing that with women wherever they are in their journey. And one of the things we do is offer Spanish language DV support group online. And this week we're doing, beginning the English language series also, Healing Together. And the Spanish language one is Juntas en Transición. I brought you all a brochure and my card for all of you. I'll leave them with the team here so that you can get those. I myself relocated from Toppenish, Central Washington, the Yakima Reservation, in 1994 to a domestic violence shelter in Seattle. And so I have firsthand experience with my teen daughter and grandchild. And so I'm very passionate about this work, and I appreciate this invitation. Thank you.
Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for being with us.
Chair, members of the council, I'm Craig Roberts. I'm the director of the Crystal Judson Family Justice Center. You've heard my spiel before, so I'll make it short and sweet so our other guests have time to speak. I just wanted to thank you all for your continued support, both financially and by keeping this issue in the forefront. And I also want to thank our team, who does amazing work for everyone in this community. So again, thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Baca.
Well, I'm here alone because my team's back doing this work.
They
And,
slided in behind you here as you begin, sir.
Good. Well,
Magic.
I'm glad that some of them were here. I'm just thankful for this county to be able to recognize this kind of work. And Janny, thank you very much for thinking of us and coming to our conference and supporting us. As you know, we'll continue that work. So all of you are awesome people, and this work needs to be a spotlight for our county, so let's work on it together. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Baca. Are there final remarks by council members? Would anyone else like to provide any remarks? We'd
I'm
love to hear from
Nadia
you.
Van Adder, Assistant Director at the Family Justice Center. I feel like Craig summed it up, but just thank you again for doing this. This is domestic violence thrives in silence, and we appreciate your continued support.
Thank you. And we'll soon invite all of you to take a photo with us so that we can commemorate the moment and help continue to get the word out about this important work. I'll turn to my colleagues for remarks on this proclamation. I'll begin with Councilmember Herrera.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for bringing this forward. It's important stuff. It's crucial to acknowledge the significance of the Domestic Violence Awareness Month here in Pierce County. As a past public safety officer for over 2 decades, I've seen the human side of all this, and I've personally witnessed the devastating human side of that and the long-lasting effects it has on families. Some of you may have participated in some type of police collections for police officers to have like comfort teddy bears and other things like that. But I will tell you that this type of incident is one of the things where you see children that are either victims or witnesses to domestic violence. This is one of the incidents where those teddy bears go to those kids to comfort them for a moment. I remember those kids' eyes. Over 2 decades, some of those kids are adults now, and I'm sure it's affected them. So bringing this forward, we're all recognizing the long-lasting effects of this and how important it is to talk about it, because we've come a long way. I think I've talked about this before. Society has come a long way from the perception of viewing domestic violence as a family issue. That's kind of how it was handled before. And talking about it and getting in front of it and working with our partners, several. We can't do it alone. We need partners, and we have partners who are subject matter experts in our communities that are doing the trench work, doing the tough work. This is not easy work, I'll tell you, and as you know. and I commend you. And I'll say another thing, that doesn't matter what culture you're from, sexual assault and domestic violence is part of nobody's culture. And I think collectively together, the whole goal is to end the cycle. And thank you for bringing it up today, and glad to hear that everybody's here. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councilmember Herrera. Councilmember Hitchin.
Thank you, Chair. I know that I've spoken about domestic violence in our county probably maybe not from my first day in office, but pretty soon I got involved. And really one of the things just as I've learned is just how many providers we have out there doing the good work. And so as we move into the football season, the holiday season, people start to access those providers more often. Because things blow up at home. There are tense situations, families bring people together, money gets tight, situations change, and instead of trying to navigate and problem solve in a way that I hope most people can, violence erupts, and so they get a little busy. And so I just want to thank all of our providers that are out there that are going to be working just a little bit harder over the time. Not that they're not working hard all the time. And I only listed a few. There are sadly not enough, but there are more than what I listed. And if you just Google Pierce County domestic violence supports, there's some located in a variety of different locations. I will also add that in the near term, performance audit is going to have a formal finding from the Battered Women's Justice Project that has spent the last 2 months really doing a deep dive into domestic violence, sexual assault, gender-based violence, and the human trafficking in our county. And the report out that we're going to get about some of the gaps and some of the findings, some of the things have been, they have great accolades for some of the programs that we have here that are doing really amazing work. And there are some things that they have found that I'm like, oh, yeah, was not aware. So as that comes out, we'll have to have some conversations about how we better support the providers that are trying to do that work. And they're just things that we really, a small tweak here or an additional support there could really change the lives and help families get into safer situations and stability. So it'll be interesting as that comes out. But right now, I want to thank all of our providers out there and anyone who has been a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault, that there's still hope. Please reach out during this month. If this proclamation makes you make that call, then it served its purpose. So just really want to appreciate everybody. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Cruver.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Councilmember Hitchin, for bringing this forth. And I just want to acknowledge in gratitude the work that you do, because every day you get up, chin up, and face some ugliness that nobody else wants to see or have to deal with. And then you also can get the joys of when you get a good reunification on these things. And I just want to say we're grateful for you. And unfortunately, your job will never become obsolete, although we can wish for that. But we're grateful that you are there to be that strength for those who are in need. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Vice Chair Campbell.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to add my words of support and thanks for all the work that everyone does. I know been on the board of the Crystal Judson Family Justice Center for many years, and a center born out of great tragedy, but has brought healing to many within our community. So thank you for the continued work that you do and for your work to expand in how we connect with and address and help people. And thank you to Mia Central for all your work, Catherine's Place. You're all part of that network of dozens of organizations that meet the varied and different, like many things. Domestic violence isn't isn't a singular event. It doesn't happen the same way every time. And what it takes to, in some cases, break that power and control structure and dysfunction that may be happening takes an entire village, and you guys are front lines on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I too want to recognize the work of our partners, the really steadfast, longstanding commitment of many who are on the front lines of doing this work. breaking down the stigma of domestic violence in our community and really delivering services. And what I want to briefly highlight is what we have seen of the equitable delivery of service. And what we know the equitable delivery of service to mean in this regard is we're delivering services in different languages, allowing people to access service in a language that they use and understand, meeting them in a culturally competent way. Breaking down stigma is the way we do that is through cultural competency, and delivering programs in a very equitable way means delivering culturally competent services. Right? Someone in one culture may not receive the services or want to take advantage of the services if delivered by someone from a different culture. That really matters in someone wanting to accept the service and being trusting in accepting the service. And also what we mean by equitable delivery of service here is geographic equity as well, making sure that those in our rural areas and suburban areas also can have access to service, not just those who live in our urban areas. So equitable delivery of service for victims and survivors of domestic violence is absolutely important if we're going to make any amount of headway with this epidemic. So thank you for your continual hard work. Thank you, Councilor Hitchin, for your longstanding support here. Vice Chair Campbell has also been a part of the Crystal Judson Justice Center Board of Directors for a long time, and it takes many hands to do this work. We'd love to invite you all up, all the way up here at this dais to take a photo with us, please. I'm going to turn to my council colleagues and ask if there's objection to moving to resolutions so we can hear from volunteers, volunteer board members from two different appointments. Is there objection to moving to the appointments that we pulled off of our consent agenda? I'm not seeing any objection. So we have proposal R 2023-143. I'd like to ask Vice Chair Campbell for a motion.
Thank you, Chair. I move proposal number R 2023-143.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 2023-143. Madam Clerk, will you please read the title into the record?
Proposal number R 2023-143, a resolution of the Pierce County Council confirming the appointment of one new member, Nora Fleming Dean Sandoval, to the Pierce County Parks and Recreation Citizens Advisory Board.
Thank you. Nora, thank you for making yourself available to us. Thank you for your willingness to serve on the Pierce County Parks and Recreation Citizens Advisory Board. From the esteemed District 4, we appreciate, I don't hear an objection, to that. But in all seriousness, we'd love to have you briefly introduce yourself. Many of us know you, but briefly introduce yourself and share just briefly why you would like to serve.
Hey everyone, my name is Nora Fleming DeSandoval. I'm the director of Safe Streets and a lifelong resident of Tacoma and Pierce County. So I'm excited to be able to give back in the Parks Department area. It's one of my big passions in life is to spend time outside. And I think it's a really great opportunity to kind of blend my personal and professional passions together.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions for Nora before we open this up for a public hearing? I'm not seeing any. Nora, thank you again for making yourself available. Thank you for your willingness to serve. This is a public hearing on this appointment to the Pierce County Parks and Recreation Citizens Advisory Board. Any member of the public wish to provide comment? We'll start in chambers. I'm not seeing any. Mr. Weinsbury, anybody in the Zoom room?
For any members of the public wishing to provide comment on proposal number 2023-143, press the raise hand icon in Zoom or star 9 on your telephone keypad. There are no hands at this time, Chair.
Thank you. Seeing no hands, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to council. Are there final remarks by council members? I'll briefly remark again. Thank you, Nora. As you said in your introduction, your ability to blend your personal experience and your professional experience being the leader of the Safe Streets campaign here throughout Tacoma and Pierce County, really understanding what community members need to feel safe and be safe. That means lots of different things. It's really a multifaceted approach we have here in Pierce County about public safety, and certainly delivering high-quality services in Parks and Recreation for folks to have safe, fun things to do alone or with their families is really important, and a big reason as to why so many families continue to choose Pierce County to call home. So we very much thank you for your willingness to serve in this regard. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll on Resolution 2023-143?
Yes, Councilmember Herrera,
Aye.
Councilmember Hinchin,
Aye.
Councilmember Campbell,
Aye.
Councilmember Hoover,
Aye.
Councilmember Denson,
Aye.
and Councilmember Mello.
Aye.
The result of the roll call vote is 6 ayes and 0 nays.
On a vote of 6 ayes and 0 nays, the resolution is adopted. Thank you again, Nora. That brings us to Proposal R, 2023-144. Councilmember Krueger for a motion.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to move Resolution 2023-144.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 2023-144. Madam Clerk, will you please read the title into the record?
Proposal number R, 2023-144, a resolution of the Pierce County Council confirming the appointment of one new member, Renee Skaggs, to the Pierce County Agriculture Advisory Commission.
Thank you. We are joined by this appointee, Renee Skaggs. Renee, we would very much welcome you to briefly introduce yourself and share why you wish to serve. It's good to see you.
You too, Ryan. Renee Skaggs. I'm the Farm and Agriculture Assistance Program Director at the Pierce Conservation District, and I've been here 26 years. And also, I am a small farm owner in rural Pierce County and have been for about 24 years. So, and I definitely would like to bring the Pierce Conservation District as well as my own personal experience to the commission and contribute where I can.
Thank you. Thank you for making time to be with us. Are there questions for Ms. Skaggs before we open this up for a public hearing? Not seeing any. This is a public hearing on the appointment of Renee Skaggs to the Pierce County Agricultural Advisory Commission. Any member of the public wish to provide comment? We'll start in chambers. Anyone coming to the podium? Not seeing any. Mr. Weinsbury, anybody in the Zoom room?
For any members of the public wishing to provide comment on proposal number 2023-144, press the raise hand icon in Zoom or star 9 on your telephone keypad. There are no hands at this time, Chair.
Seeing no hands, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the council. Final remarks by council members. We'll begin with Vice Chair Campbell.
Thank you, Chair. Renee, thank you for applying. I know that you've been a liaison to the Agricultural Committee when it was a committee of the council, and now that we've moved it to a full commission, your contributions were always on point and appreciated, and so I think you're going to make a very good member to bring your experience to the commission, and thank you for applying.
Thank you. Councilmember Coover.
Thank you, Chair. Had you not wanted to apply, I've been running over, knocking on your door and going, why not? Because I know this is your passion, and it's always important to have folks on these committees and commissions that where it's their passion. You always have something good to offer, and your knowledge is most appreciated. Thank you, and thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Thank you. Neighbor?
I, too, am very thrilled that we have someone of the capability of Renee Skaggs who wants to serve. I had the pleasure of working with Renee Skaggs directly for 10 years as I served as director at the Conservation District, and I can tell you Renee is not shy about sharing what needs to happen, and what's in the best interest of landowners, working landowners, and I'm grateful she's not shy. She has tremendous expertise. She's been working with people who work the land for a living, as she noted, for over 25 years. She knows very well what working landowners need to stay in business. They're some of the very best stewards of the land, and we're so lucky to have someone of Renee's caliber willing to give of her time and expertise in yet another way for Pierce County, because she does it every day, all day at the Conservation District, and she's willing to give it on this commission as well. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll on Resolution 2023-140?
Councilmember Hitchin.
Aye.
Councilmember Campbell.
Aye.
Councilmember Fruver.
Aye.
Councilmember Denson.
Aye.
Councilmember Herrera.
Aye.
And Councilmember Mello.
Aye.
The result of the roll call vote is 6 ayes and 0 nays.
On a vote of 6 ayes and 0 nays, the resolution is adopted. Ms. Skaggs, thank you again for being with us.
Thank you for having me. Good night.
That brings us back to our regular agenda. We are at Section 8, Ordinances. We have Proposal 2023-42S before us. Councilmember Denson for a motion. Councilmember Denson, we know you're traveling for business. If you're there, to move Proposal 2023-42S.
I'm going to have to do it by memory here. So 2023-43S?
42S.
42S, sorry, thank you.
That was the motion. I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we adopt Proposal 2023-42S. Madam Clerk, will you please read the title into the record?
Proposal number 2023-42S, an ordinance of the Pierce County Council modifying the effective date of ordinance number 2023-24 to align the repeal dates of ordinance numbers 2023-5S and 2023-14 in response to a petition filed with the Growth Management Hearings Board, Central Region case number 23-3-0005C.
Thank you. Mr. Kruger, to brief the council.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon, council. As the council knows, you've adopted a series of amendments to the zoning code that would allow for shared housing villages in the county, specifically an ordinance that allowed shared housing villages through a conditional use permit in the Parkland-Spanaway Midland Community Plan area. That legislation was ultimately appealed to the Growth Management Hearings Board. The Hearings Board case was 23-3-0005C. Following the appeal, council took action to repeal the challenged ordinance. The repeal ordinance was ordinance number 2023-24. The proposal before you this afternoon would align the effective dates of the shared housing village provisions in the Parkland-Spanaway Midland Community Plan area with the repeal date. Both of those dates would be December 1st, 2023. By establishing effective dates on the same day, there would be no opportunity for an applicant to apply for a new shared housing village project in the Parkland-Spanaway Midland Community Plan area, and so that window would be closed. This particular ordinance is necessary to facilitate a settlement agreement in the Growth Management Hearings Board case. This proposal was heard at the Rules and Operations Committee on September, let me see here, on September 25th, and the committee forwarded the proposal to the full council with a do pass as substituted recommendation. And I would be happy to take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there questions for Mr. Kruger before we open this up for a public hearing? Mr. Kruger, I want to just emphasize one main reason to bring this forward. I just want to make this really clear. Our current understanding is this will most likely, to the best of our understanding, facilitate a dismissal of the Growth Management Hearings Board case so that the parties, including county staff resources, do not have to spend any more time and energy on this. Is that your understanding?
That is staff's understanding, yes.
Thank you. I'm not seeing any other hands. This is a public hearing on Proposal 2023-42S. Any member of the public wishing to provide comment, we invite you to the podium. I ask you to introduce yourself for the record, and you have 3 minutes to make your remarks.
Won't take 3 minutes. My name is Bud Rayberg. Thank you for the opportunity to address the council. This one has been going on for a while. 22 whereases in the ordinance, but maybe this one will finish it for now, at least this part of it. So by all means, vote in favor, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Not seeing any other members of the public come to the podium for this item, we'll move to the Zoom room. Mr. Weinsbury.
For any members of the public wishing to provide comment on proposal number 2023-42S, press the raise hand icon in Zoom or star 9 on your telephone keypad. And we have one hand at this time, Chair, number ending in 874. Please state your name for the record.
Yes, Chair Mello, this is Thomas Wick. Thank you for allowing me to speak on this. I was wondering if Mr. Kruger would be so kind to explain, help me understand and others in the public. Once a conditional use permit is approved by the county, what is the time frame that permit has to be exercised before it becomes invalid? And if it does become invalid because it hasn't been exercised within the required timeline, could he explain what the process is to renew that permit for any project in Pierce County, especially even this one that we're talking about this evening? I'd appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there are no other hands this time, Chair.
Thank you. Seeing no other hands, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the council. Mr. Kruger, I know that every conditional use permit process is different, but could you share, generally speaking, what your understanding is?
Certainly. Typically, a conditional use permit is valid for 2 years from the date of approval by the hearings examiner. That's a general rule of thumb. However, there are many exceptions. There can be phased projects. There can be projects where the hearings examiner, because of the nature of the proposal, understands that it will take more than 2 years to complete, and so the examiner can grant a specific longer time frame for completion of the project. If a project approaches the point in which it will expire, there are opportunities for time extensions, which requires an application to the county and approval with potentially new terms and conditions that can be opposed based upon changes in regulations. Does that help?
That does.
Thank you.
Thank you for speaking to that. Are there any final remarks by council members? I'll just briefly remark that this bill here closes a 2-week window of when the county would be able to accept a new application. This bill does not reference any current applications for shared housing in the Parkland Spanaway Midland Community Plan area. This is about the ability for any new shared housing applications between December 1st and December 15th of this year. The council has already taken a number of actions in this regard. This is about the time between December 1 and December 15th and does not affect any current application. And I think by getting rid of that 2-week window, it has the benefit of making a current Growth Management Hearings Board case be dismissed, which is taking a tremendous amount of time and energy from a number of different parties, including Pierce County. And that's time that can be much better spent doing countless other things. So with that, I do encourage a yes vote on this proposal. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll on Proposal 2023-42S?
Councilmember Campbell.
Aye.
Councilmember Krueger.
Aye.
Councilmember Denson.
Aye.
Councilmember Herrera.
Aye.
Councilmember Hitchin.
Aye.
And Councilmember Mello.
Aye.
The result of the roll call vote is 6 ayes and 0 nays.
On a vote of 6 ayes and 0 nays, ordinance 2023-42S is adopted. There are no further resolutions on our agenda today. That brings us to Section 10, Community Forum. Community Forum is an opportunity for members of the public to address the council on any topic that did not appear on today's agenda. There is a 3-minute time limit. We ask you to state your name if you would like it on the record and that you address all your comments to the chair. I'll start with those who have signed in chambers. And I believe we have Marco Rossi.
Thank you, Council. My name is Marco Rosero Rossi. I'm speaking today as the Executive Director for Washingtonians for Public Banking. Despite considerable economic growth, and even in the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, Washington economy is still struggling in multiple areas. Investments in infrastructure are severely lacking, leading to deteriorating roads and bridges. Despite a vocal commitment to deal with climate change, the state has not been able to secure the necessary investments to remove fossil fuels off its grid. And perhaps most acute, our housing shortage has meant the cost of buying a home, and in some cases even paying monthly rents, is out of reach for many Washingtonians, particularly those in Pierce County, one of the areas where the housing shortage is most severe. For these reasons, as the Pierce County Council decides on its priorities for next legislative session, I strongly encourage the County Council to add public banking to its legislative agenda and agree to lobby aggressively for a public banking bill among our state lawmakers. Historic examples of public banking, specifically the Bank of North Dakota, which is a stable, century-old public institution, has shown that public banking is an effective means for securing a state's economy. Through public banking, residents of a state can control the allocation of capital and lending practices that impact their lives. In doing so, they choose actions that benefit the average person rather than CEOs and shareholders of too-big-to-fail megabanks. With public banking, we can make crucial investments in the neglected areas I mentioned and much more. By joining the ranks of the public banking movement, the efforts of the County Council will go a long way to addressing poverty in Washington and Pierce County specifically, where many of our county residents are struggling with homelessness, jobs, lack of jobs, and a lack of social services. So I encourage you to join the public banking movement and make this as one of your top legislative priorities for next legislative session. In addition, I did want to add this to the record for the county clerk. This is a statement and a list of community leaders throughout the state who support the county adopting some type of language to support public banking. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rossi. Thank you for being with us. Any other member of the public here in chambers wishing to provide input in community forum? Not seeing any. Mr. Weinsberry, anybody in our Zoom room?
For any members of the public wishing to provide public comment, press the raise hand icon in Zoom or *9 on your telephone keypad. We have 2 hands at this time. First is Larry. Please state your name for the record.
Hello, this is Larry Levine. I'm the director of Forever Green Trails, and I'm not sure if this came up in your council meeting, but I just wanted to recognize the council. We had awarded Pierce County Council and also a county employee with a trail award at our recent Pierce County Trails Conference. We were very glad to have Councilwoman Krueger there to accept on behalf of the council. But if I could just take a moment to point out and reiterate why we chose to recognize the County Council and also one of your employees. In 1983, the Washington Service Corps was created by the legislature to give young adults opportunities to serve local communities. The federal government established AmeriCorps program in '94, partially based on this model. The program provides youth with valuable work experience, stipend, and academic award in return for assisting the communities that they're placed in. Pierce County Parks established a Washington Service Corps team for their natural lands program in 2019 to remove invasive species and build trails on its over 3,000 acres of open space. Since then, there have been crews involved and their supervisors that have been really the unsung heroes of some really important local trail development within county parks. And we chose to fix that problem of them being unsung heroes. So I'll first talk about the employee. The county parks team, led by Ben Montecalvo, has opened 215 acres of land and installed 7.2 miles of trails at 9 properties in the last 4 years. And I'm sure this will maybe make some council members' ears perk up. Chambers Creek Canyon, Breezeman Forest, Notches Trail Preserve, Orange Gate Park, Sealy Lake, Frontier Park, Meridian Habitat, Cross Park, and Mayfair Playfield, giving Pierce County more opportunities, residents to hike and explore nature within the park system. The crews also support forest management and restoration activities, doing invasive species removal and habitat improvement throughout the park system. So if you get a chance, I encourage you to meet Ben Montecalvo and talk to him about this amazing program. We specifically wanted to acknowledge the county council's role, not just in supporting the natural lands program in the Parks Department, but for taking additional public action to support trails during the height of the pandemic. In 2021, this effort was funded by you using over $500,000 of the American Rescue Plan Act funding in recognition of the great importance of outdoor recreation on trails and in open spaces during the pandemic, as well as for economic relief and opportunity for program participants. It's a very important part of your DEI initiative to recruit, train, and empower people of diverse backgrounds who often lack experience, education, and opportunity to compete in an entry-level county position. So we appreciate the foresight you showed in using a portion of ARPA funds for this program and helping to create a legacy of trails for the public to enjoy. Thank you so much, and we congratulate you on this trail award.
Thank you for being with us.
Next, we have phone number ending in 874. Please state your name for the record.
Yes, Chair Mello, can you hear me okay?
We can.
Yeah, this is Thomas Wick again. I would like to address the council regarding an unresolved issue that's been going on since 2017, and that is the issue associated with permit 761519, and it is associated with a detached shop/garage that I had permitted back in 2013 to build on our property. I seem to have hit a brick wall with respect to getting some answers regarding why the multiple claims for damages were denied, claims that were filed because Pierce County acquired engineering documents that were not valid for permitting purposes, and they reissued my permit. Now, this was absent my knowledge, absent my participation, and which resulted in an immediate halt to all construction, because I know the dire consequences for building anything, any building without a valid building permit. I hope those consequences, of course, apply to others. So anyway, I had a communication with the risk manager, and I was informed that she was going to be looking into the issue. That was several days ago, and multiple emails ago requesting a follow-up, and nothing. So I have a financial decision that I have to make. I'd like to make sure that it's an informed decision. So Chair Mello, I was hoping you or Ms. Denson or maybe somebody from the risk management's office is in attendance, or from the executive's office, but I kind of need an answer regarding why those claims for damages were denied while the documents that I'm referring to were published in Pierce County's online database, PALS. And it's a pretty straightforward question, and I think I'm deserving of an answer. This incident has cost me tens of thousands of dollars and has left us denied our property rights. So I would very much appreciate any assistance you, Ms. Denson, or anybody else in attendance could provide And thank you for allowing me to speak this evening.
Thank you.
And I see no other hands this time, Chair.
Thank you. We'll close the community forum portion of our meeting. Mr. Levine, thank you for being with us and recognizing Pierce County and our work in trails and non-motorized transportation. Councilmember Cruver did represent us very well, and we have the award here in the council office displayed prominently, and we're very proud of it. And we'll continue this really important work for our community. So thank you for recognizing that. And also just want to acknowledge the comments from Mr. Rossi about the development of the county's state legislative agenda. The county council will be developing its legislative agenda over the next 2 months, and we'll look to approve one sometime in November, most likely. So thank you for bringing that issue and the value of it to our attention and continuing that community education. We appreciate it. We are at other business and announcements, section 9 of our agenda. Is there any other business or announcements from council members? Councilmember Hitchin.
Thank you, Chair. I want to first acknowledge and thank both staff and council members that made it out to my district in DuPont. We had learned a lot, great meeting, other than I said one word wrong that I'd practiced multiple times and still managed to get it wrong. So
You did great.
But I wanted to also remind everybody tomorrow that at 11:20 our time, there's a test of both the FCC nationwide emergency alert system and the wireless alert system. They usually don't all happen at the same time, so I don't want people to panic because your phone, your radio, and your cell phones will start going off, and it is done every 3 years. I know I now have access and have around my home both tablets, cell phones that 3 years ago, I don't know if they were all on the same system, that all could go off around the same time. So it is a test. It's going to clearly say that, but again, sometimes people panic when things start all going off at the same time, and it's TV, radio, and all wirelessly connected cellular devices if they're on the system. And if none of your devices go off tomorrow, then you might reach out to your provider and find out why. So, and it's 2:20 Eastern time is when the test will start. It will roll out through the service providers, so they're saying within that hour so our time 11:20 to 12:20, you should get an alert on those devices, cell phone, radio, and just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that the world was not ending tomorrow. So thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Hitchin. Any other business or announcements by other members? I would just like to let members of the public be reminded that the council is entering its budget deliberations tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. The council will have its second committee of the whole. And its second committee of the whole, we are inviting in the Human Services Department, where the Human Services Director will be giving a presentation about the proposed budget for the next 2 years for the Human Services Department. That's at 9:30 in the morning tomorrow. And on Thursday in the morning, we'll have the Sheriff's Department to discuss the Sheriff's Department proposed budget. And in the afternoon on Thursday, we'll have Superior Court here and also Juvenile Court to discuss their budget proposal. All of those are open to the public, available over Zoom, or we'll be here in council chambers for those that want to be with us in person. And there is a link to all of this budget information and more on the homepage of the Pierce County Council's website. So right on the homepage, towards the top, there is a banner all about the development of the next 2-year budget, and you can get links to those budget meetings and all the supporting information that the council has access to as we deliberate in crafting the 2024-2025 county budget. Ms. Long, is there any other business for council this evening? Seeing no other business before the Pierce County Council, we are adjourned.